just curious where we at with this shot. She looked at it and she said, you're good to go, and your copay on this one is actually less. Your copay is $30 instead of the $50 like the Saxenda. And I was like, on my way. So I still had some of the Saxenda shots, or one Saxenda shot left that I was like halfway with, maybe halfway, because like I said, was just taking that first 2.5 of the shots that I had of the 3, just sporadically. So I thought, okay, I've got half this shot left. Let me just take it on this dose that I'm at now, which was like, I think 2.4. Yeah, I'm having a hot flash if you see my face getting red. Let me just take it consecutive to finish it up, because I'm not going to waste it before I start this Mounjaro. So I did that, and it came out to, I think, 13 days of me being able to take, no, it's on the 1.8. I take that back. I took the 1.8 consecutive for so many days, and then I jumped up to the 2.4, and I was able to take it consecutively, and it was a total of 13 days. So I finished that Saxenda pen, that last Saxenda pen, on a Tuesday. I waited until that Thursday, which was a week ago today, to take my first Mounjaro shot. Now, I know that was a lot, but I just wanted to give y'all an explanation of what I'm about to say with my weight loss on week 1 with Mounjaro, because I feel like a lot of it is because I was already on a GLP-1 antagonist. Y'all hear my stomach growling? It's not hunger. I just chugged some water, and it's just kind of, I can feel it swishing around in there. My belly's doing what it does since weight loss surgery, making all sorts of noises. But I only lost 1 pound my first week of Mounjaro. Now, I don't have a huge appetite because of weight loss surgery, but last year when I started the Saxenda and I gained that 20 pounds, my appetite had increased at that point, because after you have weight loss surgery, your body adapts and your appetite does come back gradually as time goes on. Now, I don't think that I will ever be able to eat the amount of food that I was able to eat before weight loss surgery, but I was definitely able to eat more, as time went by, and a wider variety of things gave me less gastric issues, meaning sugar, the sweet things. About this same time that I gained that 20 pounds, I've been perimenopause since I was like early 30s. My mom went into it early, my grandma hit it early, and my doctor always told me, you probably will too. And the more kids you have, the more prone you are to start having those hormone fluctuations earlier, I think. I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. Maybe not, but anyway, I've been perimenopause for that long. I think I was 34. I'm now 47. And so last year, I had my blood work done and wasn't full-blown menopause last year at this particular blood work appointment, but they shifted and put me closer to that, the numbers. I'm not going to ramble out my numbers because I'll probably get it wrong, say it wrong, and I just know that my numbers were headed more towards that direction. Gained the 20 pounds due to an increase in appetite, cravings for sweets, appetite actually increased. I actually felt physically hungry. Now, I couldn't, like I said, eat more food at one time, but on an as a span throughout the whole day, I was eating more, smaller amounts, more often. Which isn't always a bad thing because, like I said in another clip of this video and on my day 5 video, we need to eat. You can't just not eat and expect your body to properly function. Now, I have been in an extreme deficit for an extended amount of time, okay? And that's not always a good thing either. Finding the balance after weight loss surgery has been hard for me as more time passed, because I actually enjoy exercising. And in order to have the energy to do that, I need to be able to fuel my body. That is hard to do after weight loss surgery. So it took me a long time, and actually I'm still, days I have to try to work that out. And I don't always get it right, but I'm trying. And that's all, that's all I am expecting of myself these days. I was always like, if it's not perfect, then it's not good enough type of thing pertaining to myself. Y'all, I have drove myself nuts being that way. It's like I'm an all or nothing type of person when it comes to myself. But other people, I'm like, hey, just do your best and give yourself grace. Yet I was giving myself none, okay? Again, still have to work on that and remind myself. But anyway. Ooh, my belly. These menopause cravings, the food noise, which has gotten worse for me since weight loss surgery, because I feel like I actually thought about food more after weight loss surgery, because I had to. I had to constantly be thinking, okay, do I have the right things on hand? If I'm going somewhere, do I have a protein bar in my snack? I need to take my water because, I got into the habit of that right after weight loss surgery, because the number one thing that weight loss surgery patients end up back in the hospital for is dehydration. Y'all, I was not letting that happen to me. So I've been on top of my water game pretty much every day. There's very few days that I haven't gotten the proper amount of water in since the year I had weight loss surgery, towards the end of that year, because it's hard to get in anything right after weight loss surgery. Been on here yapping for 30 minutes. So, when my appetite started increasing and the cravings started increasing, it was just all happened like simultaneously, that these things happened and I was able to eat more, and it was just a bad buffet, I guess, for myself. Putting all that together just didn't end well for me. There was the 20 pounds. But like I said, I feel like the weight loss surgery gave me food noise, made me think about food more. And so then when all the cravings started, I was still having that noise and constantly thinking about food, but I was thinking about the wrong foods because of the cravings. So, this is what I had for breakfast. Thick Crunch bar. I don't know why I put that in my pocket instead of the garbage can. So the first week of Mounjaro, I did notice some hunger, which I totally expected, because again, I had already been on Saxenda on and off for a year. And I've added some exercise, which naturally increases your body's need for more fuel, more energy. But even still, when I say I'm experiencing a little more hunger, as a weight loss surgery patient, that's different coming from me, in my personal opinion. Because when I experience hunger, because I already eat so little, I don't look at that as necessarily a bad thing. Because I need to eat, especially now that I'm adding in. I've always exercised regularly, but now that I'm adding weightlifting back in again, and I've been back and forth with the weightlifting because of my inability to eat a lot of food. Oftentimes I would feel really weak at the end of the day after lifting weights. And I was just like, I just don't think I can do this right now. So then I went back to the lifting weights, just really light weights, just for some, feeling that I was activating those muscles and knowing that I had lifted weights, which is what I enjoy. Wasn't heavy lifting. So when I say, I'm hungry, coming from a weight loss surgery patient who still, even when I'm hungry, I can only take a few bites of things, that's not necessarily a red flag for me. Now, it could be for a different, weight loss surgery patient who's already far enough out that they can eat more foods. That could be, hunger might be a concern for them. But for myself, 4 years out, at this point, my appetite's still not huge. I don't see it as a red flag for myself. I know I'm not going to die when I feel that little bit of hunger. But for me, since weight loss surgery, when I do experience hunger, it's quick, it hits me hard, and it can go from 0 to 100 real quick. So I have to think about food and snacks in the sense that I need to keep things on hand that are smarter choices for me to have. Like this, some people don't think that this is a good idea. But when my kitchen is filled with snacks that belong to the other people that I live with, who I'm not going to force my dietary choices on. My husband is a grown-ass man. He's got a container of Reese eggs down there. I'm not going to tell him that he can't have them because, again, he is a grown-up. And he's not telling me that I can't spend X amount of dollars on my protein bars and my protein shakes. So who am I to, But, a lot of people's going to say, oh, don't eat that shit. It's full of this and this and that. But, it's either this or a Reese egg. So this is what I choose. At least it's got some protein in it. Now, is everything that I put in my body clean? No, I'm not getting on here and claiming that ever. You'll never hear me say that. But for me, I think there's some things that are smarter choices than others. Because I can only, consume small amounts of food even at one time, I really need to make the smarter choices that those things that I do grab or keep on hand at least have some protein in them. I know that you've seen me grab some pretzel twists this week. I do that a few times a week because sometimes I just want something crunchy and with some flavor. And if I don't have just a little handful, I think it was like 5 of those Dots pretzel twists that I ate, I'm the person that, okay, if I tell myself I can't have those, in about 3 days' time, I'm going to sit down with the whole container and eat them until I'm stuffed, which still is not, the same amount that my stuffed was before weight loss surgery. So when I'm wanting something like that, especially when I feel that need for just something crunchy, I allow myself to have it, just a small portion, and I walk away from it. And then there's some things that I love that my husband and son don't necessarily care to have, that I don't keep in the house. I don't buy them. Like my husband and son, or my son likes Heath bars, for example, but it's not one of his favorite things. And it's not like, oh, I'm craving a Heath bar. My husband doesn't like them at all. It's my favorite thing. So I just don't buy them. I don't keep them in the house. If I feel like I really want a Heath bar and I've thought about that Heath bar for like 3 days, I will go and get a Heath bar and I will break off maybe a quarter of it and then I'll share the rest with my son. Just periodically. That don't even happen once a month. And now this is just what, I do for myself. But these shots have helped me, or when I started menopause, the cravings for those sweets got so real. I mean, they were insane. I was actually asking myself, saying to myself, what is wrong with me? What is happening right now? This is not like me. I never crave sweets, never want sweets, but I could, if there's a box of honey buns in the house, I might just be able to eat a half of one at a time, but that box is going to be gone in 2 days. That was where I was at with it. And I was like, I'm not going to watch myself gain all this weight back. And so the shots have helped me with that. The shots have helped me with my menopause symptoms. When the food-related menopause symptoms, I should say. So, if anybody has a problem with that, maybe you should just find another channel to watch. I'm not going to get on here and lie to you all and act like I'm taking these shots for the type 2, because I'm not. Mine is actually controlled with another medication that, well, I guess maybe I am now, I guess, because I have the Mounjaro shots. I'm actually weaned myself off of the metformin because it absolutely tears my stomach up anyway. And I was on it twice a day, and my doctor said, okay, since you have this shot, because she knew I had some of the Saxenda left. The Saxenda is FDA approved for weight loss, but it's still the same medication in the shot. So she said, okay, let's pull back to, when I told her that I got the 3 shots, she said, okay, let's go ahead and start pulling back on your metformin since you have those on hand, and let's see what happens. I forgot to mention that. So I went down to 1 a day, and I checked my blood sugars daily throughout the day, how you're supposed to, like before you eat, after you eat, and then after you eat, again after you eat, that whole thing. Did it, and at first it would jump up and then bottom. But that balanced itself out with the first week that I pulled back to 1 500 milligram metformin a day. And so once that balanced out, and I called her and told her, and she said, okay, well, how do you feel about going ahead since you have these shots and now you're approved? This jump ahead. I had already gotten approved for the Mounjaro. She said, how do you feel? Do you feel like you'd be okay trying to, just do away with the metformin and see how it works? But keep it on hand, in case, like, don't throw your script away or anything, obviously. And I said, let's do it. My son will be here with me this week, so because I passed out multiple times due to my blood sugar dropping too low. But then it got to, that was in the past, but then it got to where it just went up and stayed there. But not high enough for insulin, but needed medication to regulate. So I stopped the metformin 2 weeks. I think this is 2 weeks. I've been checking my blood sugar, and it's fine. I'm off the metformin. Thank God, because I couldn't even go anywhere until a certain time of day because I knew what the metformin was going to do to me in my relationship with the bathroom. We were getting really close. So I guess I am using this for the diabetes since I quit the metformin. But I still am checking my blood sugar, and keep an eye on that because I may have to go back to the metformin after a few weeks of just the shots alone. So we're just kind of playing it by ear right now. So that's why I didn't get on here and say, oh, I'm using this to treat my diabetes, because no, I have another medication that I use that for. So said all that. I don't even know why. But yeah, 1 pound down. You're going to hear other people get on here with their Mounjaro stories that sound, a lot better than my 1 pound loss this week. I am a daily weigher. I do get on the scale daily. My weight was up and down, and that's normal. Don't freak out. And if the scale is going to mess with you, where you're at mentally, and just F up your whole day, if it doesn't say what you think it should say, then don't get on it daily. I am able to weigh daily, look at it, take into consideration, okay, I'm up. I got on the scale and been up 5 pounds before overnight. And then I'll think, okay, what did I eat yesterday and the day before? And then I'll realize, like, oh, okay, I had this and I salted it because my body's real sensitive to salt. I have noticed that my body has an inflammatory response to the low carb mission, smart balance, carb balance, whatever they are, wraps. And I eat those not because I'm low carb. I will have them occasionally because they're lower in calories. They're only 70 calories. Now, do I necessarily need to eat those because they're only 70 calories, given that I'm eating a lot less overall? As a weight loss surgery patient, and now on the shots, probably not. I could, because I eat so little, I could eat a regular tortilla and it would be fine. But I'm hoping that I'm not going to be on these shots for life. If I am, then I am. There is a maintenance program and protocol for that. Some people will need to be on them for life, just like blood pressure medication, other diabetes medication, heart medications. Like, you don't regulate those people and then pull them off the medication and think that the medication's still going to work. I see people coming on here and be like, oh, I stopped taking, Ozempic 2 months ago and it's no longer working. Why would it? Why would it still be working in your body if you're not putting it in your body? That's just my little spiel. Once again, I think I already did that on one of these videos anyway. But that is my weight loss for the week. And I feel okay about it. And I'm not like discouraged or disappointed or anything like that, because not one time, I'll take that back, day one of taking the shot, which I know, it wasn't going to kick in that day. I did have a few cravings that day. Was it Thursday? It was either Thursday or Friday. I was just wanting something sweet. And it wasn't a monthly type of thing. Haven't had one of those in a year. Because, like I said, I am full-blown menopause now. It's been over a year since I had one of those. And I was thinking about food more, whatever day that was too. But it was just that one day, and then it didn't happen. I could look at the candy jar downstairs on the counter and be like, it's whatever. I don't even want that. That is what I need the shot for. Now, some people will say, oh, well, just discipline yourself and this and that. Don't you think I thought of that? What a superb idea. You little rocket scientist, you. No, not everybody can do that. Some people just need a little assistance with some things. Now, before I struggled with eating the wrong things and drinking the wrong things, and the weight loss surgery helped me with my eating too much of all the things. But now I'm struggling. It's just a different struggle. It's the food noise, the cravings, and the things like that. So that's what the shots are helping me with. And that's what I wanted help with, is the food noise and the cravings. So I don't have a massive amount of weight to lose anymore. I am down within that last 30-pound range. And after your body has lost so much weight, 80 pounds right about for me, things tend to slow down anyway. So I didn't expect to get on the scale and say, oh, I lost 10 pounds this week. I did not expect that to happen at all. I actually kind of thought that I wasn't going to have a loss at all the first week, maybe. But 1 pound, I'll take it. So that's my first week of being on Mounjaro. Now, the weeks after this, the videos won't be as long now that I've kind of explained where I've been, after that first, where I've been, then the process in between and the struggles in between to where I'm at now and what I'm needing help with now. The transition from Saxenda to Mounjaro. These videos will be a lot shorter because I'm not going to explain all this every video. I'll just refer people back to these videos. And I'm going to try to shorten this. I know this is a long one. So what I might actually do is put like what I ate this week in a separate video. We'll see. So thanks for everybody that stuck with me through all that. See, this is why I have to buy cheap 6-pack t-shirts. And they're cheaper online too, y'all. Walmart.com. I've got like paint stains and everything. This is why I wear black t-shirts when I'm just hanging out around the house. So anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for watching. If you've not subscribed already, I'd really appreciate you doing that, and give this video a thumbs up. That really helps my channel. And I am going to go ahead and end this now, and I will check in and give you a glimpse of what I'm eating on my second week of Mounjaro, and I'll update my weight on the scale next Friday. See you guys then.